Can you feel that electric hum in the air? That palpable sense of anticipation that grips a city when its beloved team is on the precipice of something truly special? What if the one nagging, anxiety-inducing question mark hanging over a legitimate Stanley Cup contender could be erased not with a thunderous blockbuster splash, but with a shrewd, calculated move that might just complete the puzzle? For months, the Edmonton Oilers faithful have been riding a roller coaster of hope and apprehension, watching their team meticulously assemble a roster designed for ultimate glory. Yet, a whisper of doubt has persisted, a crucial piece seemingly missing from the championship blueprint. Today, we're diving deep into the trade rumors that have just been confirmed, a deal that could finally bring that missing piece home and solidify the Oilers' quest for the Cup. Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to a special report that has the potential to reshape the Edmonton Oilers season. This summer, General Manager Ken Holland and his tireless staff have been working behind the scenes, meticulously crafting a roster built for the rigors of an 82-game season and the unforgiving crucible of the playoffs. They've added fresh faces, injected new energy, and made tough decisions, all with one singular goal in mind: the Stanley Cup. But even with all this activity, a glaring need has remained, a void that, if left unfilled, could haunt them when the stakes are highest. We're talking about goaltending, folks, and a trade proposal that has now materialized, bringing an intriguing young netminder into the copper and blue fold. This isn't just about adding depth. It's about finding the precise ingredient to solidify their goaltending picture and provide the crucial stability needed for a championship run. While the Oilers have been busy reshaping their forward lines and defensive pairings, the crease has remained a topic of fervent discussion, a lingering question mark that has kept many in Oilers Nation up at night. But what if the answer wasn't a high-priced veteran, but an intriguing young netminder with untapped potential available for a surprisingly modest price? We're talking about Nico Daws, the promising 24-year-old goalie from the New Jersey Devils, and a trade scenario that has now been confirmed, seeing him don the Oilers jersey. This is a move that, on the surface, might seem subtle, but its implications could be profound. The Edmonton Oilers have certainly not been shy about making moves this offseason. General Manager Ken Holland and his staff have been working tirelessly, adding fresh faces and injecting new energy into the roster. We've seen promising talents like Isaac Howard join the fold, bringing a new dimension to the prospect pool and signaling a commitment to future growth. Veteran forwards Andrew Mangiapane and Curtis Lazar have been brought in, adding invaluable grit experience and scoring depth to the forward group. These are the kinds of moves that signal a team committed to pushing the envelope, to leaving no stone unturned in their quest for ultimate glory. They are calculated additions designed to withstand the grind and provide versatility when it matters most. However, the summer hasn't been without its departures, a testament to the ever-evolving nature of an NHL roster and the constant need to balance talent with cap space and future planning. Fan favorites and impactful players like wingers Evander Kane and Victor Arvidsson have been traded in separate deals. These were undoubtedly difficult decisions, no doubt, but ones made with the long-term vision of a championship contender firmly in mind, prioritizing cap flexibility and strategic alignment over sentimentality. The overall picture of the Oilers' forward lines and defensive pairings looks robust, deep, and ready for the grind of an 82-game season and beyond. Yet, despite all this activity, one critical area has remained largely unaddressed, a lingering question mark that has kept many in Oilers faithful up at night: the goaltending position. When you look at the current roster, while there's certainly talent in Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard, it's fair to say that the team could use another reliable option between the pipes. A player who can either push for a starting role or provide rock-solid backup support. In the unforgiving landscape of the NHL playoffs, where a hot goalie can single-handedly steal a series, having depth and stability in net is not just a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. The pressure on a goaltender in the postseason is immense, and having multiple capable options provides a crucial safety net, allowing the team to weather slumps, injuries, or simply the unpredictable nature of playoff hockey. This brings us to the intriguing possibility, now a reality, of Nico Daws. The 24-year-old New Jersey Devils netminder has emerged as a prime trade candidate for good reason. Heavy Sports recently put forth a trade proposal that has New Jersey sending Daws to Edmonton in a late summer move, a deal that on paper made a lot of sense for both clubs and has now come to fruition. The proposed exchange was straightforward. The Oilers would acquire Nico Daws, while the Devils would receive a 2028 fourth-round pick and a 2026 seventh-round pick. At first glance, the return for a goalie with NHL experience might seem modest, almost surprisingly low for a player of his caliber, but the underlying circumstances painted a very clear picture of why the Devils were willing to make this move. The Devils' decision to re-sign veteran goalie Jake Allen to a 5-year contract this offseason was a significant one, effectively solidifying their goaltending tandem for the foreseeable future. With Jacob Markstrom firmly established as New Jersey's clear starter, Allen's extension meant that Daws' chances of making their NHL roster out of training camp were now incredibly low. This wasn't a reflection of Daws' ability or potential, but rather a consequence of a crowded crease and a team that had made its long-term commitments. Due to this situation, Daws had rightfully landed on various NHL trade block lists, including Bleacher Report's latest NHL trade block big board, where he picked up the number 8 spot, a clear indicator of his availability. Lai Richardson, writing for Bleacher Report, highlighted Daws' predicament, noting the 24-year-old has appeared in 52 games for the Devils since 2022. It was expected he'd take over as Markstrom's backup if Allen signed elsewhere, but with Allen now locked up, the landscape has shifted dramatically. Richardson further added a crucial detail that was the linchpin of the entire situation. Daws is in the final season of a 2-year contract with an annual cap hit of $812,500. Crucially, he's no longer waiver exempt, meaning the Devils could lose him to another club for nothing if they attempted to send him to their AHL affiliate in Utica. This waiver eligibility was the critical factor. Attempting to send Daws down to their AHL affiliate in Utica would have been a high-risk gamble, almost certainly resulting in another team claiming him off waivers for free, a scenario no NHL team wants to face. Given this predicament, it was entirely understandable and indeed strategically sound for the Devils to move him for any return rather than risk losing him for nothing. Thus, Daws became a player who should undoubtedly have been at the very top of the Oilers' radar, and now he is. So, why does Daws to the Oilers make so much sense for Edmonton? When you look at the Oilers' current goaltending depth, while Stuart Skinner has shown flashes of brilliance and Calvin Pickard provides a veteran presence, adding another option to consider for the NHL roster is paramount. The acquisition of Daws immediately creates some healthy, much-needed competition for Edmonton's backup spot with Calvin Pickard. Competition breeds excellence, and having two capable goalies pushing each other can only benefit the team. It provides a crucial safety net, ensuring that if one struggles or faces injury, there's another viable option ready to step in without a significant drop-off in quality. This depth is not just a luxury, it's a strategic necessity for a team with Stanley Cup aspirations. What's more, Daws demonstrated significant upside this past season with the Devils. While he only appeared in 6 games with New Jersey in the 2023-24 season, he absolutely took advantage of every opportunity he was given to play with the NHL club. In those 6 games, he posted an impressive .310 record, a stellar .939 save percentage, a minuscule 1.60 goals against average, and even notched 1 shutout. These aren't just good numbers, these are elite numbers, albeit in a small sample size, that scream potential. They suggest a goalie who, when given a chance, can rise to the occasion and perform at a high level, showcasing a composure and skill set that belies his age. In his 52 career NHL games over 3 seasons, he holds a 22-23-1 record with an .898 save percentage and a 2.98 goals against average. These numbers, while not spectacular overall, show a young goalie gaining valuable experience and, as his most recent stint indicates, improving significantly. Ultimately, with the Oilers desperately needing to bolster their depth between the pipes, taking a chance on an intriguing youngster like Daws makes perfect sense. The potential for him to develop into a full-time NHL goalie is clearly there, and perhaps with a change of scenery and a clear path to an NHL roster spot, he could become just that by joining Edmonton. This isn't about acquiring a finished product. It's about investing in potential in a player who has shown flashes of brilliance and is hungry for a consistent opportunity to prove himself at the highest level. Now let's address the proposed trade offer and why the Oilers could realistically land Daws with a package of a 2028 fourth-round pick and a 2026 seventh-round pick. As previously mentioned, Daws' waiver eligibility was the critical factor. The Devils were not in a position to expect a significant return for him in a potential trade. Their primary goal would be to avoid losing him for nothing on waivers, and any draft capital they could acquire would be a bonus, a small consolation for having to part with a promising young player. Because of this, the Oilers offering a future fourth-round pick and a seventh-round pick could very well be enough to bring Daws to Edmonton, and indeed it was. To underscore the realism and plausibility of this deal, we can look at a recent comparable trade in the league. The Vancouver Canucks recently traded goalie prospect Arturs Silovs to the Pittsburgh Penguins for a 2027 fourth-round pick and AHL forward Chase Dillman. Like Daws, Silovs was also eligible for waivers and found himself as the odd goalie out on Vancouver's roster. This trade stands out as an excellent comparable, demonstrating that teams with a surplus of waiver-eligible goaltenders are often willing to accept modest returns of future draft capital to avoid losing them for free. The Daws situation mirrored the Silov situation almost perfectly, making the proposed trade package not just plausible, but strategically sound for both parties. In conclusion, the Edmonton Oilers are a team with legitimate Stanley Cup aspirations, and they've made significant strides this summer to build a formidable roster. However, the goaltending position remained an area where a strategic upgrade or added depth could make all the difference. The acquisition of Nico Daws represents a low-risk, high-reward opportunity. For a pair of late-round draft picks, the Oilers have secured an intriguing young goalie who has shown flashes of elite performance, who provides immediate competition for the backup role, and who could ultimately grow into a long-term solution between the pipes. This isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about making a calculated move that could complete the championship puzzle, providing the stability and depth in net that every contender desperately needs. The future is bright in Edmonton, and with a move like this, it could shine even brighter. So, what are your thoughts? Do you believe Nico Daws is the missing piece the Edmonton Oilers need to solidify their goaltending and make a serious run for the Stanley Cup? Or do you have another goalie in mind who would have been a better fit? Let us know your predictions and insights in the comments below. And if this deep dive into the Oilers' strategic moves got your hockey senses tingling, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive content. Your engagement fuels our passion for bringing you these compelling stories.